The fourth question is, please give up to three practical and realistic examples of how you intend to use the knowledge, skills, and connections you will gain from your scholarship. These possible tasks can be personal and or professional. Let's look at the common mistakes that I found so far. Well, there's only one for now, which is talking about your future roles or jobs only instead of the practical and realistic tasks that the question requires you to. It's fine to talk about any role or job, but the emphasis needs to be about the tasks that you plan to do, and you have to be specific. Here's a bad example. First, I intend to continue teaching English for various purposes, whether general, business, academic, or specific. I mean, that's fine. You can say that, but there's no concrete or practical realistic task there. So you need to expand this statement by including the task and detailing it. For example, first, I intend to continue teaching and to create innovative and engaging lessons, materials, and courses for various purposes, particularly academic purposes, designed to suit different learners, which I hope can lead to my contributing to the Indonesian national school curriculum in the long run. You don't have to include that last statement about the impact or contribution, but you have to be clear on that practical and realistic task. And you need to include up to three. So at least one. But if it's one, then you need to be very detailed because you have a limit of 2,000 characters, which is quite a lot. You can include around 200 or 250 words. So it's best to include at least two, up to three tasks. And here's the last question. List any possible constraints you think may prevent you from achieving the above tasks, the ones that you talked about in question four. So the common mistake is talking about constraints that are not related to those three tasks in question four. For example, you talk about constraints that you might encounter during your studies. For example, I am concerned that I may struggle during my studies since I will be studying in a foreign country. No, that doesn't answer this question. It has to be related to the three tasks that you plan to do. For example, you plan to establish a foundation or an organization. And so you can say something like, the first potential constraint is lack of funding, since there is usually a major upfront cost required to establish a foundation or an organization. Okay, I hope that helps. And here's a bonus. So, about the 2,000 character limit per question, this means that each letter, punctuation mark, number, space, and symbol is counted as one character. And it's not 2,000 words, but characters. So that means it could be around 200 to 250 words. So you need to be efficient. Don't use long words to describe or to give your answer. And you have to be effective. Don't forget to answer the question, to include all of the elements required by the question. And you also need to check the character count by typing your answers into the application form regularly. Or you can use the word count or character count tool in Microsoft Word or Google Doc and then make adjustments or revisions where necessary. And then after you paste your answers into the application form, don't forget to check the last sentence of your answer to each question. You have to check whether there is a full stop, or worse, some letters or words get cut off. This is because the system automatically truncates excessive characters if your answer goes over the 2000 character limit. Okay, so that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching. And if you think this video was helpful, please give a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Share this video to your friends and family, and leave a comment below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I wish you all the best. See you in the next video.